Erica Lorraine Spencer here. This is the P.O.C. pattern of conduct, the ongoing real-time documentation of what is the criminal pattern of conduct of federal stalking in violation of 18 U.S.C. sections 2261A subsection 1 and subsection 2. This is the pattern of conduct underway by a public entity, that is the state of California, that is engaging in federal stalking in concert with the people of the state of California. So this is group conduct. And this is the practicing of what are the criminal elements of monitoring amongst what is the demon possessed. And so this is what is documentation of terrorism as it is underway by a public entity in concert with the people of the state who are in the shoes of the government as this criminal system is in ceaseless operation. And as the state engages in this demented group conduct, this is revealing how the public entity, that is the state of California, that is in the United States of America, how terrorism of an American citizen plays out, what that looks like, how that is facilitated amongst a people, amongst a government, how it is public corruption in plain sight, and not only that, how you formulate policy and how you prosecute that which is demonic conduct, it's demonic activity, but that which is in no way impervious to prosecution in federal court, and being subject to ratification into federal policy. This is the P.O.C. 1464390, that's Upland Police in relevant position. It is 8:23 a.m. That is on 2nd Street and D Street, crossing path under the state's light source. All right, I just want to capture what is documentation of the maintenance of audible activity by Brightview, third-party group stalker Brightview. And like I referenced on video, as I'm showing you what is the fake sun, which is the direct evidence against Brightview, that is acting on behalf of the entity, by the way. Brightview engaging in this same exact facilitation, because that's what it is, while they're using what is the commercial brand, the use of what is their occupation in order to engage in group stalking in concert with an entity. And this was in the city of Diamond Bar, at Sylvan Glen Park in particular. Like I've already stated, when I would walk from my vehicle at Sylvan Glen Park in the city of Diamond Bar to Calvary Chapel, Golden Springs, for example, what is a third-party facilitating venue, by the way, where the state's fake sun was over that venue. The state was stalking by plane and helicopter over that venue, and I was subject to what is harassment by those demon-possessed who are using religion as their guise, okay? It's nothing but another venue, by the way. I just want to make sure I establish that. And I want to be clear, this is Brightview, BRIGHTVIEW, maintaining audible activity under the fake sun. There is no form and there is no First Amendment right to doing your job under what is the deliberate environment, that which is not the sun and that which is not sunlight, and blatant stalking by the state. It's called criminal facilitation and it's demonic activity. It's 8:49 a.m. That is P.O.C. I just wanted to show video of again, I'm just stressing the point of what you're witnessing, and this is how demons engage in the conduct. This is called public corruption in plain sight, all right? And this is why the people engage in the blatant stalking conduct that I showed you yesterday, those Caucasian females, all right, in their SUVs, stalking on the street, in their vehicles. They're stalking with light, while the state drives around the perimeter sounding sirens. That's the Upland Police. That's what I captured on video. Those are that is the outward demonstration of demon possession, number one. Number two, they are engaging in the criminal elements of monitoring. The outward demonstration of demon possession, that's terrorism by the people of the state who are engaging in what is group stalking. That's what I captured in video. This is an ongoing example of that. They are also doing so in what is what is maintaining light while they are stalking in the path. And that's what group stalking is. Maintaining presence on behalf of that state that is operating that criminal system, which is the practicing of demonic activity. This is terrorism by the people of the state acting in concert with the public entity. So you have a whole bunch of demons congregated, because that's the context of what is ongoing while they are under a sun buying a meal at Molly's Super, okay? Directed light is all around them. These are demons that are engaging in federal stalking with the state. The absolute absence of any normalcy, and there is no form, nor is there any First Amendment right to the right to be there, not when the state is engaging in federal stalking. 1275983, 8WCL788, and they are all here standing around in relevant position, eating their food in relevant position, doing so while audible activity is being maintained under that which is not the sun, and while directed light is shooting all over the place. These are psychopaths in an absolutely unnatural environment, and they are intentionally engaged in concerted conduct. This is demonic activity in your face. That is public corruption in plain sight. 7CO Z756. 7CO Z756. All right, it is 8:55 a.m. and demons patrol via traffic 8UV B800. The State's Fake Sun over Molly Super. Okay, Molly Super is a little restaurant where the group stalkers were, or that I captured on video. 5TPH810, 8LXS471. Understand how stalking goes too. They use that as a facilitating venue, because that's what it is, as their form for, oh, I'm coming to park, oh, I'm coming to sit down, I'm coming to stand around. They're stalking in the path, and they use any venue, which again, the venue is acting in concert with that as well. This is called form, and there is no form. You're looking at what is federal stalking by a government, and the government is monitoring through the people that maintain presence. 27803Y1 is the vehicle that I documented yesterday. 56034S2, 8GIX 851, 6ZHG 388, and it is 8:56 a.m. And by the way, the State's Fake Sun is no longer over the property of the Upland Public Library. As I walk down First Avenue, it is remaining over me. All right. That is also the ongoing identification of what is demonic activity and the focus of what are demons that surround. All right. This is license plate. Let me get this. 8PJX264, 7GCB906, GEZS4ME, 5EQL420. That's audible activity. The fake sun is over me. So you have a demon that is stalking in the path, and her form is, I'm getting in my car and I'm leaving. This is how they maintain audible activity everywhere you're going, while the state's fake sun and directed light remains all around you. License plate 8P97056. 5DLG588. Let's see. 8PHS046, 8HXW578, because I didn't read those. 8PKX366, 7EBP786, 8KKG315, 7JLJ494, 6R24997. This is Nevada, 587N71. Paper plate AX84KO2, 5GVL421, 8LSX166. It's 8:57 a.m. and the State's Fake Sun is directly over me as I stand facing, looking at Fats Buddha Spot, whatever that is. Fats is spelled PHATS. Buddha Spot looks like the address number is 325, and I'm at the intersection of, again, First Avenue and C Street. State's Fake Sun no longer over the Upland Public Library. Let me show you. It's right here in front of me where I'm standing in this plaza documenting third-party license plates. All right, it is 9:02 a.m. Taking a picture of what is a demon keeping his back to me while I capture that substantial video that ended at 9:01 a.m. That's demon possession, all right? This is how Satan conducts itself. That is the classic conduct of demons, keeping their back to you as though they're not focused on you. And this is the absence of any argument, the absence of any form, as I have literally removed that which this entire system relies on and what the people of the state rely on, including the state itself, actually, law enforcement, engaging in a traffic stop, doing so under the fake sun and with directed light while you're creating light activity using your vehicle and any other state vehicle. That is the pattern of conduct, and there is no form. You are not using your police badge. You're not using your position, your title, your name, whoever it is you think you are, and whatever it is you think that you're doing that's superseding that criminal pattern of conduct. It does not supersede it. You're looking at what is the ongoing engagement in the criminal elements. That is the practicing of demonic activity. That is terrorism by the state and the third parties that are acting vicariously in concert with that state. And so, by virtue of that picture that I just captured, as this demon is stalking in the path under the fake sun, which is right in my face, as I am facing east, facing this plaza, which is distinct from where I'm sitting, and the state's fake sun is right over my head as I'm at the Upland Public Library, keeping his back to me. That is a classic conduct of the demon possessed, all right, of the stalker that knows they're being documented and that is entirely focused on you. That's the psychopath, okay? That knows what you are aware of, knows that you are documenting them, and still wants to engage in stalking and following and touching, all right? And then doing so with knowledge of what you're doing when you pull your panties on. Understand that's what they're doing in the private space. This is revealing the sexual, violent, and predatory conduct of the demon-possessed while federal stalking is underway, and that includes those stalkers flying in circles and lines and pacing over me in helicopters and in commercial-sized airplanes and in their government planes, and doing so in their police vehicles. I am speaking to the indiscriminate and the unprecedented, the unfathomable level of invasion of privacy and sexual violence by the group. That is the demon-possessed entity, the state of California. And that's a reality of what I'm documenting and exposing. It's 9:04 a.m. That's P.O.C. I'm going to go ahead and continue to get these license plates. All right. It is just sitting around stalking in their cars. 8LDH321, but they're all under the fake sun. All right, this is just satanic activity, and I have just had the opportunity, the ability to reveal it to you, and there is absolutely no hiding whatsoever. This is revealing Satan, putting Satan on Front Street, and understand that's entirely embarrassing for the demon possessed. Understand that's a secret that they do not want known, but there is no reducing it and there's no avoiding it, because that environment that I'm establishing, that is literally following, not only is it an unnatural environment, this is clear that that's not the sun. It's clear that that's not sunlight that I'm showing. It's clear that that is unnatural light activity that I continue to demonstrate. That environment is the direct evidence of what I'm revealing to you, which is demonic activity. And it is in concert with the ongoing stalking presence of the people of the state, revealing what is their condition, which is no longer a secret. It is demon possession, and they are stalking with the government. 6STT893. 8GQTO26, 6WEZ467, 8GIH499, 8FSK502, 8LGK304, 21300X1, 7ESB759, 7VBB663, 8ECH693, 7XNP032. I think I read this one already. This one, yeah, I did. He's sitting in his car. I want to be clear. 8FSK502, loitering in relevant position, stalking in the parking lot. All right, sitting in the vehicle, just like I'm capturing what I am describing as the ominous stalking conduct of the people of the state, thinking that they can engage in this. That's what group stalking is. And it is occurring in plain sight because the state is engaging in what is conduct through the people of the state who have that presumption of separated conduct, right? The presumption of what is normalcy, and I have literally obliterated that. You're saying nothing is normal. You're looking at the environment that they're in, and they think that they can and have before, prior to Erica Spencer entering onto the stage. You have what is blatant stalking and terrorizing conduct, the ominous stalking conduct of the people of the state, the demon possessed. You can prosecute for that. Because you're not just sitting around in your car, you're engaging in terrorism. This is what the people are doing everywhere you're going, while that terrorizing environment is following, and while the terrorizing actors that are the state that is stalking directly in planes and helicopters and via law enforcement, who also are engaged in a pattern of criminal defamation and kidnapping to try to conceal what you're documenting and observing about the people and the state itself. No, you prosecute for that, and that's a psychopath. All right, 7ESB759, 7JLJ494, yeah, I got those. 8ECH693, got that one. 5UWD831, 8AEU357, 5DLG588, 6VNL843, 7DVY783, 8PJX264, And this is the people of the state engaging in, and when I say engaging in blatant stalking, because these are stalkers, and there's no, you are a stalker. You are literally sitting around monitoring someone else who you should not know, but understand that that demon that is active on them is very familiar with me. That demon that is active on them is very obsessed and concerned about Erica Lorraine Spencer. All right. And that is where that motivation comes from. These are psychopaths that are engaging in demonic group activity, and they are all engaging in what is obsessive stalking activity together. All right. While right now at 9:07, the state is clapping helicopter activity in the background while these psychopaths are sitting in their vehicles under the fake sun in the parking lot. All right. That's called federal stalking. That's called terrorism. 8 U.S.C. Good. If I am on camera, then I'm documenting you. 8AEU 357, 6YTG 511. Crossing path with lights on the vehicle is called light activity. 5UWJ 290, 7EHF 187. 7VBB663. I think I read those. 7EHF 187, 8REK 689, and 6XDR 529. Yeah, I think I read these already. I think I read all those already. Okay, it is currently 9:08 a.m. All right, and like I said, where I go, activity follows. And what that literally means, demons follow where I go. All right, 8VIC 364, and that's why that demonic environment follows where I go. It is 9:09 a.m. All right, 8JFM447, and this one who I already got, 8JQT361, that's the Caucasian female. P.O.C. It's 9:10 a.m. State is stalking via helicopter. Eight 8HME 568, monitoring with the state that's flying around in a large size helicopter. This same plaza where I just documented all those license plates, and those demons are maintaining presence in that parking lot under the fake sun that's over my head in that parking lot, and the state is flying over in relevant position in a large size, like white cream color helicopter that is flying east. Okay. Eight XAX 561. It's 9:11 a.m. All right, I did capture video because I want you to see what is the state engaging in demonic activity and pursuant to that behavioral pattern as I document the demon possessed, such as this demon, 7BKW077, who was stalking in the path, directed light beside her vehicle as she crosses path, and beside her vehicle meaning it is focused on my location. That directed light is always coming toward me. It's always in my direction, while they are looking outwardly like they're doing something else in that demonic environment, which is absolutely unnatural. Everything about what they are doing, as they are doing it, where they are doing it, i.e. relevant position, and in concert with the state that is also stalking directly and doing so with the light source and in directed light. This is the reality of what is the demon possessed, all right? That is, in other words, the malice of the people of the state who are engaging in demonic activity together, which is terrorism. All right. And that was what I captured in video. You're going to want to take a look at that. The state is stalking in relevant position, flying in a circle. Understand that the conduct of flying in a circle or walking in a circle or driving in a circle, it's called pacing. And it is called relevant positioning with regard to the criminal elements of monitoring. All right. 8VMV 478, but I can't really see that one. It's 9:16 a.m. That is demonic pacing. Okay. When I'm speaking about the demon possessed, understand that these are psychopaths. These are mentally depraved psychopaths who know the difference between right and wrong. This is not insanity such that you don't know what you're doing. This is a malicious system, and I'm exposing what are psychopaths engaging in it together. And this is great hostility. And I've shown you all the ways in which demons engage in the expression of hostility while you're revealing their gross, predatory, perverted, demented, and depraved, and highly criminal, malicious targeting conduct. License 8 TPA 104. All right. I'm dealing with demons, and I am revealing them as the demons that they are. All right. Engaging in what is criminal conduct in violation of existing federal policy 18 U.S.C. 2261A subsections 1 and subsections 2. This demonic system, the public entity, the people of the state, this is demon possession, and it is centered on the use of technology. All right. They are monitoring on the venue of the internet this demonic activity that they engage in with knowledge of what I am doing, meaning they are not even staring at a phone necessarily while they're stalking with activity. I'm talking about walking, which is crossing path. Crossing path with simultaneity to my long pressing. If I long press a screen on my phone in order to download a file, for example, the demon possessed, they are engaging in what is simultaneity of conduct in the same way that the state does. All right, with amplification of activity, with the creation of directed light just appearing out of the atmosphere. All right, sensational activity, just creation of activity. This is what the people of the state are doing. All right. This is demon possession as they engage in that uncanny ability to do so. 7KXV317. This is the demonic, and this is the ongoing demonic behavioral pattern by the people of the state in that environment that the state maintains, which I have thoroughly revealed. And I have also shown it is not subject to, it's not just what they're doing in Ontario, and it's not just what they're doing in Upland. This is in San Bernardino County, this is in Orange County, this is in Los Angeles County. Basically every county where I have gone since I left my home, my private residence, where I realized that my communication devices were being tampered with and that my privacy was being very much invaded on a whole other level by, not by just the person that was living in my home with me, 8RSL480, Tracy Banks, but you're talking about, and her son, Eric Corey Spencer, who would frequently be inside of my my home. They were monitoring together, and I'm unaware of this, all right? I'm unaware of what the state is doing. The state's fake son, as I showed you, not only on that video on May 23rd, and I'm talking to Upland Police, and you're looking at what is the state's fake son right over my head, and I'm not even aware that I'm capturing this very pivotal documentation, this direct evidence against not only the state, but the people of the state. That was May 23rd, 2018, while, by the way, the state is also sounding helicopter activity, if you pay attention to that video that was captured on May 23rd, 2018. All right. As I showed you just the other day on September 21st, I believe, and I go to that same address and I'm tying together what is the big picture. And at 9:42 in the morning, 9:45 in the morning, the state's fake sun is over me in the same position it is on May 23rd, 2018 after 1 o'clock in the afternoon. All right. This is showing what is stalking with light. That is demonic. All right. And while they are in that demonic environment, it's a direct indication of what is their condition, which is demon possession. This is also indicated by what is that pacing conduct. And this is what the state is doing in a helicopter as you're looking at its flying circular. First of all, it's remaining in relevant position to me, meaning in alignment, and it's maintaining this circular conduct. It's flying in a circle. That's demonic. All right. And not only that's demonic because you're talking about literally pacing back and forth. This is the psychopath that is Satan operating over the multiplicity of faces, okay, including law enforcement, 8SWR 140. Including the people, as I'm showing you, what they engage in, which is stalking in the path, sitting around in their vehicles, standing around on the sidewalk, sitting around. They're not engaging in First Amendment freedom of expression. They are stalking in the path. And it is demonic activity and stalking with the government in plain sight. All right. That's what that is. And it is entirely terrorizing conduct. And that which the people are engaging in ominously and doing so, thinking that I don't think that they think so anymore, but they continue to engage in it. And this is what you're prosecuting. And I'm showing you what is actually ongoing right in front of your face. All right. There is no sense of normalcy. You're looking at the environment. You're looking at the stalking by the state. And then you're looking at what the people are doing. They're doing it right in tow with the government. You're a stalker. You are a terrorizing stalker, a demon-possessed stalker, that is, also, and engaging in that terrorism with the state. And the people are supposed to be the face of the government, meaning you're looking at Tom, Dick, and Harry on the sidewalk that are standing around you, and they're standing around you under the fake sun. They're standing around you while sunlight, which is not sunlight, is shooting all around like lasers, and they're supposed to be the face of the government, whereby you never suspect that the government is monitoring you. That's the system in essence. That's a system. Tom, Dick, and Harry are all demon-possessed stalkers. They are stalking with the government, and they are all under that same condition of demon possession. This is the practicing of terrorism. All right. And this is what the government is doing. And this is the guise under which Tom, Dick, and Harry assume that they can stand around you in relevant position in that demented environment, which is designed to terrorize. First of all, you become aware of it, and you know that that's unnatural. You know that that's weird. In other words, to speak in the terms of an ordinary target individual, that's weird, that's scary, and it's everywhere you're at 24 hours a day. In addition to the audible noise that is following you, literally following you as you make any move and as you're on the venue of the internet, that's weird, that's scary. All right. That's designed to terrorize you. And that is that which the people, Tom, Dick, and Harry, for example, are doing also while they think they can just stand around you in that unnatural environment. That's the practicing of terrorism by the demon possessed. And the government hiding behind Tom, Dick, and Harry. And what I have shown you, what I have stripped down, is the bare bones elements that Tom, Dick, and Harry are engaging in concert with the state of California. There is absolutely no form that Tom, Dick, and Harry have. Tom, Dick, and Harry are demon possessed stalkers, and they shall be prosecuted. And guess what? They're prosecuted as sex offenders while they're engaging in that demented conduct and inside of any private space. They're engaging in sexual violence because the demon possessed know when you're pulling your panties down. They know exactly what you're doing. They don't need to have microphones in their ears. I'm revealing to you what is demon possession by a public entity that is corporately engaging in sexual violence on a constant basis, but then they go and engage in affirmative conduct. They want to enter in. That's not enough. They want to enter inside of that private space, to be next to you inside of that private space while you're pulling your panty down, while they know that your genitalia is exposed, while the state is amplifying artificial activity, while the state is moving directed light all around, inside and outside of that venue, all with corporate knowledge that your panties and your genitalia is exposed. That's the predatory sexual violence of the demon possessed. That's what they're doing when I'm documenting at every venue while a stalker is entering inside of the bathroom, whether that stalker is under or over the age of 18. That is speaking to the delinquency that the government is contributing to and the people of the state are engaging in, where they have no form. Tom, Dick, and Harry sending in their teenage son because they think that you're not going to suspect. All of that I have obliterated. You're looking at what they're engaging in, and it is entirely sick and perverted. All right. And it is absolutely demented and depraved. These are psychopaths. Tom, Dick, and Harry are psychopaths. Tom, Dick, and Harry represent the people of the state. All right. Tom, Dick, and Harry, let me be clear. As they stand in directed light, as they drive past you with directed light, as they are working in the building where the fake sun is over you and directed light is all over that building, understand Tom, Dick, and Harry are communicating in a lawful threat with the intent to terrorize you. And they do so maliciously. All right. And but for documentation, understand Tom, Dick, and Harry's true colors are very, very vicious toward that targeted individual. All right. Which I have also shown. All right. But understand, but for documentation, you are talking about that which is designed to falsely depict the targeted individual as suffering mental incapacity, when it is the psychopaths, that is the state of California and the people of the state, who are depraved and demon-possessed stalkers, kidnappers, sex offenders. All right. And engaging in that conduct together. They are engaging in this as an entity together. So they are not separate entities. Tom, Dick, and Harry are not separate. Understand that these are three people that are physically separated, but they are engaging in what is demonic activity. They are of one demonic mind, coordinated activity. All right. That's the reality of demonic activity. That's the reality of what is a federal group stalking and monitoring. While they are monitoring on the venue of the internet, Tom, Dick, and Harry know when you're downloading a file, and that this is why they engage in raising their voice or stomping their feet or suddenly something is funny at the same time that you're downloading a file on the internet. This is the demon possession. This is the malice with which the entity acts. Okay, psychopaths. 8RVF 023, and there is no form. There is none. Okay, the government's criminal pattern of conduct, because that's what it is. It's not Tom, Dick, and Harry's pattern of conduct. It is the state of California's criminal pattern of conduct. The state is monitoring you. The state is a stalker. The state is a sex offender. The state is a kidnapper. Okay, and the state is acting through the people. Tom, Dick, and Harry are no form, though. Tom, Dick, and Harry are under that same condition as they are practicing demon possession, demonic activity, which is terrorism. They're practicing all of that together. That's what's going on. All right. So you're looking at what is, and I am documenting that, which is an obsessed level, a heightened obsessed level of corporate demonic activity. And that's what demonic activity is, by the way. It is by nature group conduct, because demons act as a pack. They're cockroaches. All right. 43773 U2. And this is what this pacing is about. You're looking at what is the outward form. They're revealing the weirdos and the freaks that they are, the psychopaths that they are. Okay? You're not hiding behind the name of Tom, Dick, and Harry. You're not hiding behind the name of UPS. License 5256. 5256 8R1. There is no form. All right? And so you have what is the creation of engaging in, relevant positioning while you are pacing back and forth, which is what the group is doing together. As one car drives by and another car drives by, guess what that is? That is the entity that is pacing. All right. And as you're walking around or driving around or flying around in a circle, that's that demon possessed stalker. That is the absolute weirdo. You imagine in your mind somebody standing in front of you, just walking around in a circle, you would think that that's very, very weird. And that is the reality of what are the demon possessed. They are very, very weird and depraved in the head. All right. Demented mindsets, and they are corporately engaging in stalking an American citizen together. 5JZG 177. While these stalkers are maintaining presence, the state is stalking again, flying over by helicopter. I mean, that is direct evidence. It's as direct as the fake sun. 43773 U2. 7JQJ 110. 7EKJ 962. 5PZU 491. All right, and these are third parties located at 243 First Avenue. All right, this is a facilitating venue. It says that it's a salon on the outside. I don't know what this is, whether this is a private residence or a home. Let me be clear. For purposes of prosecution, this is the third party facilitating venue. All right. And this is where they're concentrating activity, maintaining presence, going out into their car, starting the ignition under the fake sun while I walk past. That's how you're stalking with audible activity. The demons are engaged in a very distinct pattern. OK. And that want to just document that venue. All right. Very heavily used, especially while I wait outside for the library to open. They are stalking in the path and using that. And they're not acting alone. As I identify one, they engage in using another one. OK. That's called facilitation. Just like any ordinary 7-Eleven, any ordinary Stater Brothers, any ordinary Starbucks, okay? Just like I've documented. It's 9:28 a.m. All right, and that is P.O.C. And the bigger picture is that the state is engaging in the outward demonstration of demon possession. That is a psychopath flying in a circle in relevant position while the fake sun is right over and directed light is covering the grounds while the people of the state maintain presence in concert with that state. That is terrorism. That is an environment, that is conduct by a government and the people of the state in the shoes of the government that is designed to terrorize while they are engaging in that very highly demented and very peculiar conduct by people that you don't know. And this is ongoing everywhere that you go. And that's exactly what the documentation has revealed. And that's exactly the experience before I started documenting it. And that's why I started documenting it. Okay, because I know on the surface exactly what this was designed to do. It's designed to paint the one alleging it, the one reporting it, and who are you going to report it to? All right, I've documented the state. The court system has provided the template, like I've already stated, of the pattern of conduct, criminal obstruction of justice. This is why the target individual shall be empowered with the ability to prosecute the public entity itself via documentation. But you have what that is, which is designed to falsely depict the target individual, which is absolutely absurd, by the way. Any other stalking circumstance, let me document this third party, 35075X2. Any other circumstance when you're documenting any other stalker that's hiding around your home or your bushes, right? And you take pictures, you document their license plate, that doesn't in any way present that one, that presents that evidence of what is criminal stalking under any ordinary state statute as being crazy. However, where the government is engaging in it, because it's the government, then all of a sudden you are speaking to, and this is classic. This is the default response, and it is absolutely absurd. And understand it's coming out of the mouth of what are third party and state actors. It's the P.O.C. because I'm speaking of what I'm able to take a step back. And if you look at it logically, there is no implication of the target individual's mental health or mental case or mental situation where you are documenting and have objective evidence of stalking by a government, because that's what it is. Your ability to construe it, your ability to document it is in no way suggesting anything about your mindset, but the pattern of conduct, all right, is seeking to establish that, but it can't do it within the confines of the law. That's what I've documented. But it is important that I actually experience that and document it, because it needs to be understood the malice with which the entity acts. 8VXN459, while that demon drives by, directed light onto the face of Glassblower Studios, located at 223 First Avenue at 9:31 a.m. So you have what is that is absolutely illogical. That does not even follow. That is broken syllogism, if you will. It doesn't even follow that you document unprecedented criminal activity by a government and then somehow that's some sort of suggestion about your mental state. I don't think so. And were I representing any ordinary targeted individual, that is not something that would logically follow whatsoever. But however, to the contrary, the pattern of conduct itself is a direct link, which necessarily brings into question the mental state of all of those documented engaging in that pattern of conduct. It is absolutely depraved and demented. All right, 7JLN020. But I want to be clear, that's how Satan, which is what I am revealing, the operation of Satan over a people and over a government, that's exactly the character of Satan. I want to be clear. Satan is the psychopath. Satan is the sex offender. Satan is the stalker and will point his finger at you and call you the psycho, the sex offender, the predator. All right, that's the conduct, that's the demonic behavioral pattern. Brightview, license plate 8W67835, I believe. I can't really see that one, but Brightview is a readily identifiable commercial actor, and also documented engaging in the P.O.C. while I'm in the city of Ontario. But I also want to be clear that I got history with Brightview. They were engaging in federal stalking with the state while the state was flying over my vehicle in what are Southwest Airlines planes, because I was before I knew the brand name, they were red and blue. That was Southwest Airlines. That was flying over, stalking me while I was living in my car in the city of Pomona and Diamond Bar, and at Sylvan Glen Park in the city of Diamond Bar, and the Walnut Police Department and the Diamond Bar Police Department, the Pomona Police Department. They were engaging in federal stalking, targeting my vehicle, and knowing where I'm going, knowing what I'm doing inside of the vehicle, just like I'm documenting here. And Brightview, maintaining presence, engaging in creating audible activity and sexual violence while I would use the bathroom. My panties were down at that Sylvan Glen Park while the people were doing the same thing, and the state was flying over that park, flying over the restroom while I was inside of that restroom. All right, this is the totality of my documentation. This is what I've been documenting for a very long time. All right, and by the way, Southwest Airlines flying over Sylvan Glen Park. If you're familiar with that, there's a little hill area. The state was flying right over my vehicle, flying right over those homes, hovering over that park. And this is before I was aware of the identity of the entity that was following me via airplanes. All right, to be clear, I actually was not adverse to it yet because I had contacted, or so I thought. All right, my communication devices are being monitored, and so I contacted on FBI.org. I contacted the Federal Bureau of Investigations and requested an investigation seeking to report what was stalking conduct by the law enforcement. All right. And I spoke about what was in my documentation, the stalking conduct of law enforcement and the people of the state, which I did not identify as an entity at that time, the people of the state, but I identified them as people, strangers that I don't know. And I did document. All right. And that this is a group conduct, and that this is a matter of targeting. And as I contacted FBI requesting an investigation, this is who I assumed this entity was that began following me as of December 18th, 2018, as a matter of documentation. All right, while I was parked on Valley Boulevard in the city of Pomona, and then parking my car out on the sidewalk, public property of the Sylvan Glen, where the people of the state were engaging in federal stalking there, amplification of audible activity there, stalking by plane and helicopter over my vehicle there, state's fake son over me and over that vehicle there, same sexual violence while I used the restroom at that park, at that location. All right, this is the ongoing pattern of conduct that I've been documenting it for years. upon becoming aware, upon being kidnapped by the police and recognizing that this, who I might have suspected was the FBI, doing an investigation per my request. This is not the FBI. Or let me take that back. First of all, I'm not going to say that that's not the FBI. I'm going to say they are not investigating on my behalf. They are not helping me. They're standing there engaging in the criminal elements of monitoring while the police engage in repeated acts of kidnapping. All right. And that's when I started to document more heavily the state stalking by planes. This is what you're witnessing as I'm uploading my videos from August of 2019. All right. This is where I'm starting heavy documentation so that you can see what it is that I've been experiencing. I had already been experiencing it since I became aware and began documenting the people of the state. Again, as I started documenting the people of the state, the police began heavy, more visible presence. Excuse me. I had already been aware that police were around me more often than they should be, okay, because I'm not a criminal. And I'm like, why are the police everywhere? Even though they weren't talking to me, they weren't stopping me, they were around though, all right? They're always around. This is what I noticed. And so the more that I documented the people of the state, because they were the ones that were following. And even though they were different faces, I could still tell that they were following. And why are they following? I don't even know this person. And then I deliberately drove to different cities. I deliberately drove to different counties in order to test my own theory. Okay. And that's exactly what they were doing. And that's exactly what I've documented. And the more that I documented, it was a direct correlation. The more that I documented third parties in the way that I am now, license plate 8MCV238, the more visible presence the law enforcement took. All right. And this is where I'm documenting license plates of the police and the city of Crenshaw, the city of Los Angeles, the city of El Monte. Everywhere that I'm going, the police took on a more and more visible presence. And the more and more they did it, the more and more I documented it. And this is literally how I compiled that documentation. This is the ongoing knowledge of being documented by the entity. All right. License plate 8WDT524. The state is repeatedly ongoing sounding of helicopter activity, by the way. So anyway, there is a direct correlation between, and that's aggression, all right? That's a terrorizing threat by the entity engaging in federal stalking. As I'm documenting the third parties, law enforcement taking on a more and more visible presence, all right? And I documented it. Every time I see a police officer, I'm documenting that license plate. And this was occurring everywhere that I go. And it was a pattern, and it was new, because this was not the case before. And it increased so as I started documenting third parties, right? And so you have what is the state that is stalking via aircraft. This is an increase in aggression as I'm documenting law enforcement and third parties. And this as after I request an investigation by the Federal Bureau of Investigations on the website of FBI.org in 2018. Specifically, I believe it was November 29th and November 30th, 2018. And I did it online using my T-Mobile phone while I'm inside of my vehicle that was parked on Valley Boulevard. All right. And this is then all of a sudden you have what is weeks later, December, and understand let's go back. May 23rd, 2018, the state is already stalking by helicopter. This is what you're hearing in the background. The state is already stalking with light. I just was not aware of it. Okay, so you were talking about the growth and aggression while I become made aware of. This is, in other words, the state more obviously stalking by plane and helicopter. That's what the state was doing. Okay, after I requested an investigation from the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the state was already stalking by helicopter. The state was already stalking in commercial airlines such as Southwest Airlines. The state was already doing that. It just did it more obviously. And I am the one that assumed that this maybe they're here to investigate. This is what I'm doing. I'm just assigning, okay, they're here and they're investigating because I sent that request for investigation by the FBI. And that was my own assumption. All right. While they are following me from place to place to place in these commercial airlines, having nothing to do with the Ontario Police Department, contrary to what minions are saying, because I'm in the city of Ontario. The pattern of conduct didn't start in Ontario. The pattern of conduct is not limited to the city of Ontario, right? And it had nothing to do with the Ontario airport. Just like it doesn't while I'm at the Ontario Museum of History and Art. They're not taking off from the museum. They're taking off right there where I'm at the museum, flying in a straight line over me and doing so, pacing in airplanes and playing a tape of the sound of a plane taking off. You're not taking off over the museum. Okay, they're stalking in airplanes, and they've been doing this for years. And I started documenting it. And the state was already doing it. The state engaged in an increase in aggression. That was not well, again, I'm not going to state what entity that is. This is public corruption that I am exposing. And so this is the government, after I contacted the FBI and revealed what is stalking by law enforcement that represents the state and by absolute strangers. And then the state is increasing in its aggression, So more obvious stalking by the police, more obvious stalking by plane and helicopter, which they were already doing. They're just growing in aggression, letting me know, in other words, more directly. That's a terrorizing threat. All right. And then as I am witnessing no help from that which I'm assuming is the FBI investigating on my behalf, this is why I'm not adverse to these planes following and helicopters following me around. I'm thinking they're investigating what I requested them to investigate. All right. And I'm being kidnapped by the Ontario Police Department. And I'm noticing, you know what? You're not investigating anything. 6D22181. You're not investigating. You're not helping me. And I'm going to document this as well. And that's exactly what you're witnessing as I began my video documentation, heavy video documentation of stalking via plane and helicopter and law enforcement and the people of the state. All right. And that is the entirety of the pattern of conduct. It is licensed 6VWU 685. It's 9:41 a.m. And that is P.O.C. 7UWJ290. All right, I did capture video of the state's fake sun over my head while I'm facing Molly Super, and you're looking at all of the people of the state. This is demonic activity, and this is federal stalking. All right, 7TXS605. And like I was stating, Steve's service is a commercial vehicle. So, yeah, I'm going to get the license plate of that commercial vehicle, 8GIX851. 71336L1 is the license plate of that commercial vehicle. 8UFK250, 8XHW089, 7CYJ646, 8XTT985, 6VAB039, 7MUP376. This looks like Upland Unified School District located at 390 on First Avenue, First and D Street. All right, group stalking sitting in the car. You hear the ignition. They're stalking in the path in the parking lot. 8SQN642. V150YO. 72318B2. 8YMY209. 7UES810. 6ADN148. 6WSB531. 8XIS625. 8EEK730. Upland Unified School District, this is an actor of the venue. She's patrolling in the parking lot, and she's under the fake sun. That's attributed to the venue that is the Upland Unified School District. Yeah. Paper plate BE55R04, 7XAK103, 8UVB769, 6HVK039, 6TFJ357, 5BTT048, 8NCU972. All right, that's Steve's service, license 73375N2. There's two of them over here. Alrighty, and like I showed you in video, Molly's Super. She's super duper packed right now with business. Understand, as I document venues, like this is for the first time I documented Molly's Super, specifically naming it on YouTube, and you have third parties that are packing that venue right now. This is also under what is the fake sun and directed light, as I already showed you, coexist with the state's stalking with its light source, engaging in conduct with that which is not sunlight, under that which is not the sun. And it is, let me get this license, 8MCV238. And they're all engaging in what is monitoring on the venue of the internet using communication devices. And they are all under this condition. This is the relevant twist, which is it's already unprecedented because this is a government conduct. The people of the state are acting criminally with the state. All right, so they're in the shoes of the government. They act on behalf of that public entity. They act as an entity, not as individuals. But this is also demonic activity. This is the demon-possessed engaging in federal stalking. This demonic activity directly tethered to this monitoring conduct on using communication devices on the venue of the internet, and engaging in what is a pattern of conduct of obstruction of justice while they engage in this futile, ongoing demonic competition trying to stop me from publishing documentation, which is not, and it has not. And so I am documenting the pattern of conduct, criminal obstruction of justice, like I've already shown, and which also logically follows this entity that's engaging in this conduct engages in conduct trying to also limit your ability to report it, to prosecute it. So that is assumed where the government is monitoring that obstruction of justice is underway, right? That speaks to policy and that speaks to prosecution. 8KJX490, 5WSB861. 8HGR268, 8NMV740, 6XSV038, 7KCS290, 8SLY516, and 8BKX191. Yeah. All right, I did document what is the ongoing stalking with light and the demon possession of 7NIW272, which is a very poignant example. You're looking at what is directed light that surrounds her car. She's under the fake sun. They're in operation of the communication devices. They're stalking with activity and stalking in the path while I am moving. That's why they're all coming to their cars and they're all moving. They're maintaining audible activity. And I also showed what is video of my shadow surrounding me as I walk in between two cars. This is the state's engineered light. All right, license plate 8NMV740, where that direct light is bouncing off, and they're also using it as a means of stalking with light while the hazards blink right now as I reference it. 7KCS290, 7CJP013, 21019E2, 8NUA773. It's 10:04 a.m. All right, 4GNW730, 8REF433, 8RJA009. And license 7UKK800. Alrighty, it is 10:05 a.m. And let me show you, just like I showed you in that video, the state's fake sun is not over where I'm standing at 11th Street and what is a Reading Way, okay, in Upland, where the Upland police were crossing paths, where Bird Tech is stalking with light, peculiarized light, using that dumpster truck. And that's how I proceeded. I'm documenting utility truck services. I'm documenting Edison. They're stalking with light using those commercial brands to do so. The Upland Fire Department, all right? Understand the state's fake sun is right here while I'm documenting those group stalkers that are stalking in their car, monitoring on the venue of the internet, trying to engage in obstruction of justice. All right, while they are aware that they're being documented, and the fake sun is over their head in conflict with that location that I documented at 10 a.m. At the same time, the state's fake sun is over me while I'm at that location of 844 Reading Way, 850 Reading Way. That's at the same time, okay? This is P.O.C, and this is revealing what is demonic activity practiced by government. This is terrorism. While the people are blatantly engaging in stalking, these are psychopaths that are engaging in an ongoing, diligent effort to obstruct justice while they know that you're documenting them. That's an unlawful threat. P.O.C. It's 10:06 a.m. 8LXM763, DEUTR79, 16893T1, 7NQS617, 7T24460, 8EOY355, 6LAB633. Monitoring at Walgreens at 8SRB 925, 8JAT 027, 8TPA 156, directed light as well. And Walgreens located at 1241 at the intersection of what is, I believe this is Mountain, using their PA system to maintain audible activity. All right, that is P.O.C. and that is the ongoing terrorism. I want to make sure I specify that by Walgreens as they went out of their way to engage in the pattern of conduct. It is 9:02 p.m. It is 9:45 p.m. I want to document at around 9:35 p.m. the demons of Walmart engaging in terrorism. Walmart located at 1333 North Mountain Avenue. You're parked over here. And the fake sun is right here in front of me. I'll go ahead and take a video of that. And they're engaging in terrorism. And again, these are the demon possessed that work at your neighborhood Walmart, okay? I've already heavily documented this venue as well. I want to be clear. This is the intent with which this company, which is engaging in facilitation, this is terrorism as I've heavily documented it and engaging. So again, helicopter activity while the demon possessed employees of Walmart stand around looking at inventory around in relevant position, okay? That's demon possession. That is Walmart engaging in terrorism. It's 9:46 p.m. and the fake moon is right here in perfect alignment with me. I'll go ahead and get that. License plate 7SSW 776 8TBM 245 8TTB 069 8TIA 553. State's fake moon is over the venue. That's what I took a video of. And these demons are patrolling in the parking lot in directed light. And again, Walmart surrounding in relevant position inside of the store while the state is amplifying helicopter activity. Okay. Directed light just swiping across the parking lot. 8BQJ336, 8TRX733. All right. License plate 5KZK215, 7MFF419, 6TEM587, 8UTJ163. And that is P.O.C.